My name is Joanne. I'm married to Mark. We met at work at a bank. We have 3 children. Our eldest is Katherine. She's 20 and studying at Western. Our second child is Matthew, and he's 18, and he is still in school, and he has cerebral palsy and is nonverbal. And our youngest is Andrew, and he is 17, and he's in grade 12. Matthew is a very fun-loving boy. He's very good-natured. He loves to laugh. He loves music. He loves all things that boys love. He loves moving fast, bumpy, bouncy, big motor cars. He likes anything to do with the water. And he loves being at school, and he loves being around his friends. So a typical day for Matthew is he gets up around 7 o'clock. I bring him down, and he gets ready for school. He has to have his GP before school, so that's why he gets up so early. His bus comes around 8, and he really loves the bus. He goes off to school, where he's in an integrated special class for children with developmental delays, and he has a great time doing a variety of activities.
The greatest thing about Matthew is that he's such a happy guy all the time. He really lives life in the moment. As you often hear people say you should. He enjoys most aspects of his life. He doesn't worry about things. He doesn't fuss about the future. He really has a whole bunch of activities that he loves doing. He loves just hanging with his family. He's just he brings your spirits up.
The greatest challenge with Matthew has been his physical size. It's something that when he's little, you just adopt. But he is a big boy. He's very tall. He's almost 6 feet. He's probably about 115 to 120 pounds, and we used to lift him physically. I used to lift him, get him into the car, get him down the stairs to his chair. Accepting his disability and our limitations has been a real challenge, and finding things that he can do and getting him into places where we can access has been a big challenge. Something as simple as a little slope or 5 steps can totally throw your day. Holland Bloorview has been just such a big center for him. We go there at least 4 or 5 times a week. He always knows people. Everybody says hello to him. He's comfortable there. He knows exactly where we're going. It's a place for him that is fun and it's safe, and he thoroughly enjoys being there. And I have great comfort because he gets such good care there. He gets such great programming there that we don't see elsewhere. And being able to have one place where he can get all his clinicals was really so much easier than having to drive around the city to different locations. The unique thing about the arts programs is that Matthew can go in and they can adapt an activity to his ability level. They can make it so that he can paint with an extended paintbrush, or he can model clay with his hands. And it's harder to understand, like they're not going to make him connect the dots or find color in little parts. They're going to make it so that he can get messy and he can have fun and he can really feel and be very tactile and make selections of colors or shapes or whatever he wants to do. I mean, his favorite thing at Spiral Gardens is woodworking, and he just loves holding the saw and having them help him cut the wood. For me, the future is very scary. I fear that Matthew's life will not be as meaningful, and if he's not continuing to learn, or he'll be isolated, it'll be hard for him, and it'll be hard for us too, because to be honest, when he's at school, I have my life. I can do all my errands, I can do my chores, I can do my volunteer work. And I've heard that with other families when their children age out of school, that all of a sudden there's this void, and you feel like you need to entertain them to enrich their lives, and you feel like you fail because there's so few services. So it's scary, very, very scary for me. I chose to be a family leader at Holland Bloorview because I could see that there was a lot of experience that I had that I could share, that I could help other families. It's a scary, unknown world trying to navigate when you have a child with special needs. And I feel that it's very important that we share our experiences, our knowledge, to help other families. On the other side, I actually am doing some things that I feel like I'm proud of. I've participated in a lot of creation of material for families. I have my voice in that, and I say, okay, when we had this experience, when we had orthopedic surgery, we didn't have this. Can we work on this kind of information so families know what their path is, how long their things are, what they can ask for, how to manage pain, how to go through the exercises, how to ask the right questions when you're at appointments. And the best advice I could give professionals who are working with families is to be patient, to not get upset if you have to repeat things, to understand that the family is very overwhelmed by the whole situation, and that sometimes it's in one ear and out another. To have the ability to explain without making them feel guilty, because a lot of the times the reasoning behind the professional's advice is good and it's for the child's benefit, but it's trying to get the families to come around to seeing the why without the feeling like you're a bad parent because you're not doing this.
Having Matthew as a brother is a very eye-opening experience. It has definitely always made me more aware of things that I think I wouldn't have otherwise been aware of, like people and how different people live and approach things, and I think it's made me more empathetic. Also given me an opportunity to open up to a lot of experiences that I wouldn't have otherwise, everything at Bloorview and just everything. And also it's really nice to see he's always extremely happy, and it's just a good time.
Well, my experiences with Matthew have, like Katherine, they've taught me a lot about different ways of life, but I'd say probably the biggest thing is just, for me at least, is just the joy. Every time I come home, he's the first voice I hear, yelling my name. I'll always talk to him after school, see how his day was, and he's just always so happy with life and with everything that's going on, no matter what. And I think that's something that I've learned to take from him a little bit. Well, I think the way that we view disability in a lot of ways is that, well, it's a disability, so it's something that prevents you from doing things. And I think that another thing I've learned from my brother is that it doesn't have to necessarily prevent you from doing things. He can still enjoy, he goes to summer camps, he goes to school, he has friends, he goes out sometimes, he'll explore Toronto. He does all these things which are in many ways the same as what I'm doing with my time. And so I think that idea that disability really has to be something that stops you from doing things and that prevents you from exploring yourself as a person is something that we should change.
I hope that for Matthew that he continues to be able to live a life where he is able to do things, I wouldn't not independently, but independently of the family, and he's able to enjoy things that are sort of just his, and basically that he's able to continue learning and meeting new people, basically just having a life outside of the life in the house that he's always able to still be a part of the world and society, really.